Hi there. I grew up in a time when I grew up in 19. I was born in 1956 and grew up obviously in the late 50s and 60s. And ever since then, everything's been going down. The world has gone a bit crazy. That's when the advent, I think, of McDonald's and some other fast food companies happened. I've lived in different countries. I've lived in the States. I've lived in Austria. I've lived in Switzerland. Now I'm living in Sweden. And I see exactly what I was afraid of. It's what I'm calling the fast food plague or the McDonald's plague. There are people, when I first went to Switzerland years ago, all of the girls, all of the guys were fit and slender, and they cared about their bodies, they worked out. And then suddenly, as the years went by, everyone started to plump up. They got fat. This happened in Switzerland first. Now I'm living in Sweden. The exact same thing is happening here. Not only is this trend with fast food responsible for people being overweight, it's responsible for clogging of the arteries. It's responsible for bad moods. I mean, in the United States, why did people even accept all this stuff? I think the reason people accept this also in politics, where they hire people like Trump and other people like Biden. Let me just say quickly, if you don't already know this, Biden was so out of it. I don't know how he got elected, but that's again what I want to talk about afterwards. When Biden was in his presidency, he went to the Ukraine and called the Prime Minister of Ukraine Mr. Putin. Why did Trump get elected? Why did Biden get elected? My theory is that because the United States is the only, and I mean the only country in the entire world that has fluoride in its water. Well, what is fluoride? Is a poison for the body. And the politicians way back when realized, well, we'll pretend it's for the people's teeth. But I think the real reason for putting fluoride in the water was always to dumb down the public. Why else would they believe stories that are told? Why do the lobbies get away with what they get away with? Because the public is dumbed down by this fluoride. It explains so many things. It explains what I said before, why people are eating like they're eating. They get fatter and fatter and they say, oh, I want some more fat. I just think it's got to change. The whole educational system has to change to help people understand what is necessary to have a healthy body, to have clear ideas about what's happening in politics. In the education, we learn everybody is they're trying to fit square pegs into round holes. But we are all different. We need individual. We need to look at the individuals as they are, and then fit education to them, so that they can think on their own and get rid of the damn fluoride. They wouldn't even accept it if they had the right training and the right education. They never would have accepted fluoride because they would have known that fluoride was poison. The politicians are dirty in almost every country, but the United States is one of the worst places in the world as far as, let's say, the politicians lying to the public. I've been a vegan for 16 years, and I've never in my life, or maybe 17 now, never in my life have I had so much energy. But all the food pyramid put out by the FDA years ago was totally BS, excuse me. It had that you had to eat a certain amount of milk every day, drink a certain amount of milk every day, and make sure you eat your steak and lots of meat. A very famous cardiologist in, I forgot where he was, which hospital, he was so upset by the amount of repeat customers that he had in his practice, seeing hardening the arteries. He used to be an expert putting in stents, that he said, this is crazy. I don't want to see these people anymore. Let me look into it. And so he did, and found out that the plant-based diet was actually curing these people. It was totally curing these people. So what you're being told by the governments, generally speaking, about how you should eat is generally BS. Start thinking on your own, educate yourself, and open your eyes to what the lobbies are doing, how people are being elected in the United States. It's still based on the electoral system, which is totally outdated. Even if the popular vote, if you don't already know this, even if the popular vote went away, it wouldn't matter. Or no, let's just say everybody in the United States, everyone in the United States voted for a particular candidate for president. But it doesn't mean anything. It should mean something to the Electoral College, but they have total free reign what they do. That's how Trump got elected. Trump did not win the election. The Electoral College probably was paid off by Trump. The popular vote went to Gore at that time. But somehow Trump got into office. And speaking of Trump always talked about how rich he is. He didn't make any money. He only lost money. His father had all the money that just put it in Trump's pockets. In any case, the political system in the United States is really totally broken. The lobbies are there, that affect, they pull strings wherever they want. They're dirty. The lobbies are dirty. The politicians generally, I think the last politician that I felt was honest enough was probably Obama or Jimmy Carter even. They seemed to be honest people. But the people that have been in office in the last couple of years have been very, very, let's say, substandard, if I can put it that way, politely. I mean, Biden, what I said about Biden before, if he had any brain cells at all, how could he say to the president of Ukraine, Mr. Putin, please examine the system. If you are from the States and you're hearing this, examine the situation in politics in the United States. And please watch out for your health. You are being duped by false advertising, making you think. Years ago, someone named Elmo Calkins developed something called consumerism, I can't remember the name of it now. Consumerism, I think, his whole science was how to make people buy things they didn't need. And that also includes food. That's why we spend billions of dollars on clothing instead of just, like in the old days, wearing the clothes you already had. That's why billions and billions of dollars are going down the tube every year. If you ever get a chance, try to find the movie The True Cost, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. We have been lied to by the marketing organizations. We're lied to by every advertisement you see. If you think the beauty magazines are truthful, they're not. Every picture on every front of every beauty magazine is photoshopped. Those models, quote unquote models, have tons and tons of makeup on, and then for some reason they always look bitchy, which I don't understand. But they have tons of makeup on. all the photos are photoshopped. What we really need to do in this world is to start helping people, help other people, and realize that we are all one. It doesn't matter what color someone is, we are all one in this world. We should be all one. But anyway, I will get off my soapbox now. I have other things to say other times, but at this time, that's what I want to say. But try to think for yourself and realize that even the educational system is broken. It really is. It has to be revamped from scratch. We want to be able to fit round pegs into round holes and square pegs into square holes. Well, thank you for listening, and all the best, and I hope everything that I've said sinks in a little bit into your psyche. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.